Come on. Let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah.
Buckle up and join the best. Let's relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Salom Adonu. Tonight I'm here with
Akosia Otre.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes, as government imposes VAT on electricity, we assess what impact this has on businesses, households, and the general consuming public. Is government's quest to improve the tax to GDP ratio of the country enough justification for this VAT imposition? Also coming up as the MPP's parliamentary primaries draw closer, one place to watch is the Bantama constituency, where Asenso Boachi, the Minister for Works and Housing, is the MP.
You should be ashamed of yourself to go and vote for a corrupt MP like Asenso again. I'm telling you, I don't miss words. I don't care how you feel. That is the gospel truth. Because I'm not first. If you don't want me to talk, vote against him. If you want me to talk, vote for him.
Asenso Boachi is slugging it out against Kennedy Ajipon's junior brother, Ralph Ajipon, and that explains the interest the former flag bearer aspirant of the MPP, Kennedy Ajipon, has in that constituency. Later on Eyewitness News, the AFCON, or the African Cup of Nations, starts tomorrow. On the show tonight, we assess Ghana's chances 42 years since winning that tournament. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
institutional suppliers demand immediate payment of debts owed them by government.
There is more business in the later part of the bulletin in the next 50 minutes to be precise. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. On the Western region, we are on Premier 100.5 FM, in Takrady Beach 105.5 FM, also in Takrady, and Sky Power 93.5 FM in Takrady as well. In the Bono region, this is Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani, on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. In the Eastern region, we are on Right 90.1 FM in Sunyani. In the Volta region, this is Holy 98.5 FM in Aflao. This is Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi in the Northern region, and Wed 88.3 FM in Zuarungu in the Upper East region. Also on Bugli Radio 88.6 FM in Wa in the Upper West region. Now we go to our very first story, but before that, your comments are welcome via our WhatsApp line 0549-986-996, and you can follow me on Twitter or X at Selom. I don't know, the hashtag as always is City Newsroom. To our very first story, where government has imposed VAT on electricity and stakeholders have begun speaking against this particular imposition. Akosia has more.
Yeah, the National Democratic Congress's flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, has added his voice to calls for the removal of the value-added tax, VAT, imposed on electricity. Or the government implemented this VAT on a specific section of electricity consumers, as outlined in a letter to the Electricity Company of Ghana and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO. Or during his Building the Ghana We Want tour of the Volta region, John Mahama expressed concerns that this tax would render the cost of doing business in Ghana unbearable.
Today, Dumso, they are kicking it like a football. Why? Because he wants to kick it over the 7th January 2025 line and hand the trouble over to somebody else. And yet we resolved it before they came into office. Today, they put value-added tax on electricity bills and COVID levy, NHIL levy, GET fund levy, all on electricity bills. And so that is going to send the cost of your electricity bills up. Already there was a 29% increase, there was a 19% increase, then they tried to fool us with a 4% decrease, and now it's going up again astronomically. And it's making Ghana a very difficult place to do business. All business people are complaining. I mean, the owner of this hotel who has given us this resource to do this meeting, you should ask him how much he's paying in electricity bills. And yet, because of the mismanagement of the president and his cousin and his vice president, it has plunged all of us into a difficult situation. Year on year, budgets went up by 82 billion cedis. And so, if you reduce the rise of the budget in terms of expenditure, then you could reduce the incidence of tax. You might not need to place a value-added tax on electricity so that you pass the relief on to the people of Ghana.
That's flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito, has urged the government to reconsider its decision to implement the 15% VAT on utility tariffs.
This is a ridiculous stealing of the people's money. It's called what? VAT, valued added tax. If a manufacturer, if a company who uses electricity to make profit is asked to pay tax on it because government needs the revenue, and for it. Because guess what? Even as we speak, consumers are buying things like milk, like other things from various stores. You go to the restaurant, you pay taxes, you pay VAT on it. So why does it come for this government, okay, to come and tell the consumer that because you are using the electricity for yourself, Bernard, I'm using it for myself, I'm not using it to make ice cream to go and sell. I'm not using it to make pure water to go and sell. But to consume, I should pay. What value is the consumer or the resident electricity user adding to the power that he's getting? The consumer is tired. This year alone, from the first of the year, there's been more than 20 taxes introduced. Insurance has gone up. What is wrong with the government? That a law that was made in 2013, in 2013, when the law was passed, They were afraid that they could not even introduce it. And I can tell you with confidence that the president was not even happy about this thing being introduced.
You had the CEO of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito. Let's also hear from tax consultant Francis Timoboy, who is describing this implementation as aggressive.
Right now, if you buy ECG, whether via their app, you realize that you don't see the taxes on them. Currently, it is only the commercial purchase of power. They pay the VAT on them. So when you have a postpaid and you receive your bill, you see that there are taxes on them. So it's a matter of implementation that we are seeing now. I agree with you, yes, this looks more aggressive because there was a reason why we introduced the exemption. And you realize that over the years, the cost of power, even before the VAT, has increased so high, such that today the lifeline is no more a lifeline. So we can say that it's been in the law, and the implementation was not forthcoming. That's why the ministry has issued this, directive that they should immediately start implementing something that has been in the law over there.
When asked about whether the 15% VAT on electricity tariffs should be eliminated or reversed, Mr. Timoboy advocated for a reduction to alleviate the burden on the public.
We currently have a flat rate VAT for some categories of businesses. So we could classify electricity as essential commodity and say, look, instead of the levies 6%, the VAT rate of 15%, let's come to a consensus and say, look, we can do 10% or whichever rate we want. So at least we can still accommodate the automatic adjustment. Otherwise, it's going to make the price of power so high in this country. And like VAT being regressive, the ordinary person is the one going to suffer. And like Caleb said, people will find means of avoiding it if they can.
Should the government scrap it? Should they suspend it? Should they amend it? In the circumstance, what do you think can be done?
I'll go with your first proposal and say that, look, let's have a flat rate or a reviewed rate, especially for electricity. After all, we know we only have one supplier who does it, so it becomes easier. Now, in terms of scrapping or making it completely exempt, I do not agree because VAT on electricity is not only in Ghana, it's a global thing. And if you look at our tax system, indirect tax constitutes the largest. Over 60% of our tax revenue comes from indirect tax. So taking it off completely would hurt government revenue.
You heard there Francis Timoboy, tax consultant, describing the implementation of a 15% VAT on electricity as regressive.
All right, let's speak to somebody who also understands the sector very well, Joe Jackson, Director of Operations at Dalex Finance, to help us, appreciate the matters, into much detail. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. First of all, tell us your impression about this 15% VAT imposition on electricity.
Good evening, Salom, and good evening to all your listeners. Listen, it is harsh. My first impression is that it is harsh. And don't be deceived by the fact that it is applied after the lifeline. The lifeline is so low that it really does not make much of a difference. It's not as if the lifeline is 100 cities. The lifeline is less than 50 cities. So it is harsh. It is effectively not just the 15%, but the build-up. You're talking about an effective over 20% increase in your electricity bills. So that is harsh.
But
is harsh.
I see. But how would you have rather, wanted government to introduce the VAT or the VAT on electricity, if indeed it wanted or it really wanted to do it? Others have said that we could start from a lower figure and then graduate into bigger numbers, maybe 5%, 10%, but slapping 15% on the electricity is a bit harsh. I don't know if you hold that same position, because you have described it again as harsh.
let's look at it this way. Everything is a trade-off. The government doesn't need money, and it's not in dispute. The question you have is this: could we exempt electricity from VAT? And I said we could. Why? Because you have a crisis of costs on our hands. And any tax that comes again and is an indirect tax is going to hurt the poor more than it hurts the rich. So this little, and that line is not enough. It's not enough. I just, listen, I'm all for the government raising more money, but I'm always insist that has to be done through direct taxes, not more and more indirect taxes at a time when the general population is suffering. Now, what do you do in a compound house where they have a meter, and so together they have only the lifeline to be shared amongst all 10 residents? Have we thought of that too?
I see. But, so yes, government needs revenue, etc. Government also argues that, our tax to GDP ratio is very low, and if you want to play the game of the big boys, do the things that we call for every time, the roads, etc., then we must learn to improve our tax to GDP ratio. And therefore, this is one of those means of raising our tax to GDP ratio. Is that not a valid argument from government as well?
Sorry, the big boys tax directly. The big boys pay property taxes. The big boys pay taxes on their assets. That's why they are big boys. The big boys don't have the ratio of indirect tax to direct tax that we have. You want to play big boy games? Tax property properly. You want to play big boy games? Make sure that we consolidate all tax indicators, and we can tax everybody property. Not that every point is in a silo. Kapoha is in a silo, so I can import 20 containers and in my tax return declare 5.
I see.
Vehicles are in a silo. Registered generals, those of us who own companies, they are in a silo. Put all that together, cross-reference it, and make sure I'm paying the right direct tax. If you did that, you could even afford to drop the rate of taxation. Indirect taxes are harsh. Taxes on electricity, and you see, we already have a regime where electricity is already going up per quarter. This is tough. And I'm saying this, I'm not saying this is tough because I don't think I cannot pay. I'm saying this is tough because I think of the guys who are living in a compound house, sharing 1 meter, so that the lifeline itself divided into 10, and everything else is above the lifeline. And at almost 20% increment. Oh no, that is harsh. Think about businesses that are already struggling.
I wanted to find out from you how you think businesses or the industry will respond to this. Industry, AGI, for example, says they've not met yet on the matter, and so they will want to come up with a concerted response. But how do you think industry will respond to this? Of course, industry will always say that the cost of doing business should come down, etc. But this, 15% increase on, or 15% VAT on electricity in an already, economically, challenged economy, economically challenged sector. How do you think industry will respond to this?
Well, first of all, you cannot have a one consolidated industry response. In the financial sector, the effect of a 20% of VAT on I don't like it, but it won't kill me. We have to look at the industries that consume power. The world is those that are heavy on power consumption. So you cannot have one concerted response. If you left it to me, I would say, well, individuals will suffer, but as a business, I'll survive. That is because power is not the most significant cost that I have. So you have to only look at this in relation to what is power as a ratio of the full cost that you bear. Then we can start to have a conversation. And in those industries where they are heavy on power, it's going to hit the consumer twice. You pay at home and you pay for that good or service. It's just that simple. Where power is not a big deal, it won't change much.
I see. So it's talking about the economy and all of that. A lot of people think, and indeed it is, that this is in the context of the IMF program we've signed on to or we've subscribed to. Now we hear the announcement that Ghana gets debt relief terms, which are enough to unlock the 600 million IMF cash. You know, what do you think of this, and what should the government be looking out for in the term sheet as they prepare to initial this document, as it were?
Well, first of all, remember we haven't paid our debts for over a year. Since the 18th of December, we haven't paid any of our commercial debt. And so, really, we have very little negotiating power. And that's what you have to realize. The government has very little wiggle room. So, truly, at this moment, so long as we can reach debt sustainability, they have to sign. The only thing is to say, if I don't reach debt sustainability, then we all lose because I don't get the second tranche. That's the only cause for negotiation. But as soon as you hit debt sustainability, you don't have any wiggle room again. You haven't paid in over a year.
I see. Thanks so much, Joe Jackson. Thank you so much, Director of Operations at Dalex Finance, for speaking to us on these two issues. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. A few of your messages that have been coming through here. Lukman in Asamankasi says placing taxes on necessities like electricity means nothing but to kill people, especially the poor. That 15% VAT on electricity must be removed as soon as possible. Zalix Duen in London says taxation to production, taxation to taxation. Failed government, you say. Aka Paul Jr. from Hafomim says, why is this government bent on taxing the ordinary Ghanaian to death? He should leave the ordinary Ghanaian to fend for themselves or himself. If, you mean the government, if the government cannot do anything to better their lives. Jones Adoboyinla says, good evening, Salom. The real state of the economy is being felt in our pockets and not jargons and slogans, as this government has specialized in. Prices of electricity, food, rent, and other basic items have been increased astronomically, and you boldly claim you are turning the corner. Ghanaians are not angry enough, you say. Baba Chairman in Tamale says policies like the VAT on electricity is making John Mahama a hero and eroding almost all the gains made by this government. The government must, as a matter of urgency, withdraw this obnoxious killer policy. Aziz Donlainwa says no one is kicking against taxes, but the incredible amount that are introduced is worrying. Into bracket 11 billion Ghana cedis, you say. For 2024 budget alone is unbelievable and unacceptable. Indeed, candidate Akufo-Addo's promise of moving from taxation to production in the 2016 polls is now taxing everything, including sanitary pad. Daniel Akpalio from Sandema says they promise to transform our economy from taxation to production. Unfortunately, all we see today is the free fall of the city. Needless borrowing, galloping inflation, and draconian taxes being imposed on the ordinary person or Ghanaian. Worst of it is the incessant increase in tariffs without any commensurate salary increment. These people have failed big time, you say. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. You can also send your messages through 0549-986-996, and we'll be happy to read them out to the rest of the world. I take a short break. When I return, we'll head to Bantama. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is our way of supporting our gallant Black Stars. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energy service stations on Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, opposition National Democratic Congress's flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has asserted his decision not to pursue legal challenges for future election results, citing a historical lack of justice in such matters. Despite the stance, he remains optimistic about winning the 2024 polls and urged the party to remain vigilant during the electoral process, striving for a 95% vote share in the upcoming polls.
Loses, they should go to the Supreme Court. I'm not going to the Supreme Court because I know I'm not going to lose. Maybe that person will rather go to the Supreme Court. Elections are going to be decided at the polling station and the collation center. And that is where NDC is going to be. We won't go to the Supreme Court again because we know we will not get justice there. We're going to police this election. It is going to be the best police election in the history of Ghana. And we're going to follow the results every step of the way until the final result is declared. And so, let us get our loins. I'm happy Honorable Agbeli said we can do even more than 85%. And so from today we have changed the target. It's Operation 95%. And I assure you that your comrades in other constituencies are going to work as hard as you. And so let us get our loins. We're going to enter every house in this country and carry the message of redemption, of rescue of our nation to the people of this country.
You heard there John Mahama, his flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, conveying those sentiments during his address at Joje in the Volta region as part of his Building the Ghana We Want tour. Let's still stay in politics because a Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Ejapong, has alleged that Bantama MP, who doubles as Minister for Works and Housing, Francis Asenso-Boakye, accepted bribes from investors seeking access to the president during his tenure as Deputy Chief of Staff. Mr. Ejapong made these claims while addressing delegates in Bantama campaigning for his brother Ralph Opoku-Agyapong, who is contesting against Asenso-Boakye in the NPP parliamentary primaries scheduled for January 27. Mr. Ejapong further warned that if Mr. Asenso-Boakye were elected, he would expose damning details of alleged corrupt activities by the Bantama MP.
The Chinese, if one were demanding 20,000, and normally that I stopped it.
Remember my rant about NPP appointees at the Jubilee House smearing the president's name? I was referring to Asenso-Boakye.
I was referring to Asenso today. I'm telling you. I was referring to Asenso. You should be ashamed of yourself to go and vote for a corrupt MP like Asensu again. I'm telling you, I don't miss words. I don't care how you feel. That is the gospel truth. Because Ghana first. If you don't want me to talk, vote against him. If you want me to talk, vote for him. And I challenge all of you. Because your mama said Ghana.
You heard there since Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Ichapon.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Indeed, Asensu Boachi is the Member of Parliament for the Bantama constituency. He is a one-term MP as we speak. Also, Kennedy Ichapon's brother, lawyer Ralph Ajipon, is contesting that seat. And so that is making the whole race in that constituency quite interesting. And if you recall, prior to all, in the lead up to the MPP presidential primaries, Francis Asensu Boachi was one of the key supporters of Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, and he went all out, supported him, etc. Indeed, in that race, a lot of people thought that because of how Asensu Boachi campaigned for Bawumia, Bawumia was going to sweep that constituency. It turned out that it was a split, actually, at the end of the day, where Bawumia got 422 votes versus Kennedy Ichapon's 404 votes. The turnout in that election was, in the constituency, was 830. Bawumia had 422. Kennedy Ichapon had 404. Just a slim margin between the two of them. So it does appear to Kennedy Ichapon that he still has support on the ground. And if he pushes a bit, his brother, riding on that support, could defeat the MP, Francis Asensu Boachi. Let's speak to the constituency chairman for the Bantama constituency to understand from him what he makes of these jabs being thrown left, right, and center in the arena or in the contest. Hello, good evening, sir. His name is Fifi Mensah, who is constituency chairman of Bantama. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Are you worried about the tone of the campaign in your constituency?
Good evening to your listeners, and let me go straight to the point. It's so unfortunate, actually, to hear the venerable member of parliament make this kind of damning accusation. It's very unfortunate. We expect better from such top hierarchy of the party. I mean, this is a contest in the constituency with the incumbents who contesting. Your brother is contesting. I mean, when you come out to meet delegates and tell them that I'm warning you, if you vote for the incumbent, I'm going to give out 10 revelations. Why don't you give out the revelations so that it's better the chances of your brother? But warn and tell the delegates if they vote for him. It's unfortunate, I have to say.
But he said one. He said that, some time ago, he came out to say that people were demanding money from investors and people. Yes. So, and he's saying today that the person he meant, or he referred to a name he didn't mention at the time, was or is Asensu Boachi. So that is some revelation he has made today.
No, you see, this is something that came up way back long ago when Honorable Asensu Boachi was then the deputy chief of staff in the Jubilee House. Honorable Kennedy Ichapon made damning accusations against him. It went all the way to Shraj. Asensu was clear of no corruption, nothing. So I don't know why you come back and meet the delegates and make it look as if it's something new you are telling them. They already know what you have said. You said that already. And he didn't go anywhere. I mean, it came out to be just a matter of an allegation. That's it. And there is no proof you could attach to it. They went to charge, and Asensu was cleared. Maybe you should check your records. You realize this thing was cleared way back when Asensu was deputy chief of staff.
But he appears to be saying that he's doing all this and sounding the alarm right now as perhaps a good citizen and a faithful member of the party, because he feels that the current MP or the incumbent MP is not fit to lead the constituency again, because in his view, he is not clean.
These are things when you hear, you begin to wonder what the real intentions of the big wigs who really control the party, what some of them their intentions are. Look, in the last 2020 elections, Asensu was presented as a candidate for Bantama. The accusations we were making was when he was deputy chief of staff. Asensu came out to give out the highest percentage of votes for the NPP in the country, not in Asante region, not in the whole Ghana. Bantama came out with the highest percentage vote, and Asensu was the candidate. Are you getting me? So if you knew you had all these damning accusations about him, you kept them. So imagine if you had won them,
with a high percentage, and if the accusations were true, and somebody had brought them up, will we be here? Now it has become so nice of that your brother wants to come in, and now is the time to come and threaten delegates with this. Funny enough, the delegates are very excited. They think they want to hear what accusations are, so they are all going to vote for Asenso. Then you come and tell them what accusations are.
Yeah, you mentioned the fact that you're not sure about the intention of some of the big party wigs. In fact, the intention in this case is for Asenso to lose, for Ralph to win. That intention is being made clear.
But you see, this is a constituency. Ralph is my very good friend. I've been with him for a while. I mean, we meet, we talk a lot. But until when he had intentions of deciding to want to come and join the party or to come and contest for parliament, I want him to tell me something, anything that he has done in the party. Nothing, virtually zero. But funny enough, now his brother comes in and wants to bastardize us and make him look like evil. Bantama constituency, I would say, has had the best share of what this government has offered, as far as we in the party are concerned. And this has been channeled or brought in through the lobbying skill of Honorable Asenso. The guy has delivered beyond reasonable doubt. So if your brother wants to come in, show us what he has done, what he is bringing on board. Don't come and raise issues that don't exist. Don't make it anything. Excuse me, these are things that sometimes we keep hearing, and it bothers us. It's wrong. MPP wants to break the age, and it's not time for you to be saying this thing. That when we elect him, that is when you are going to bring out the activities. I mean, it's unfortunate. Why don't you bring it now? If they are so damaged, if they are so much going to destroy the party, you are waiting for us to elect him first, then you will bring the party down. I just can't get to wrap my head around it. It's interesting. But that is the position that I feel is unfortunate.
I see, but your comment or your statement does appear that you've taken sides already in this particular contest.
As the constituency chairman in the constituency, look, I believe our very principal motive, one, is to make sure that Bantima is developed. Two, is to make sure that Bantima gets its fair share of the national team. And three, to make sure that we present a candidate who the people in Bantima are ready to vote for massively. And in all three, Asenso comes way ahead of Ralph. Like I've told you, I believe Ralph is a good lawyer. Over 10 years at the bar. He should come into the constituency, pay his dues, work. And then when it is time, we will all support the way we have to. But now, with all that Asenso has done, I feel it is so wrong for you to come and say things about the first. Look, talk about what you are going to give us, deliver, or what you are going to bring us to the table. But don't come and bastardize him. Don't come and say this, excuse me to say all these words about him. It's wrong. You are creating unnecessary news for the constituency where there is none. What has he done wrong, apart from seeking development for Bantima? So talk about what you are bringing on board. That's all you see. And nobody has issues with that. You see, this is why I feel so bad. It is wrong. It is not supposed to be this way.
I see. I mean, per your comment about the candidate who is able to bring development, is able to garner the votes or bring out the votes and all of that, do we take that as an endorsement of the party chairman of the candidature or of the incumbent Asenso Boakye?
Just as I said, when we went into 2020 election, Bantima got the highest percentage of votes in MPP in the whole country. It was me as chairman with Asenso who led this unprecedented achievement. And looking at what the masses in Bantima, the people, the over 90,000 people who vote in Bantima, looking at all the research I am doing and the things I'm hearing, it will be better for us to present a candidate who will maximize the votes for the party. We want to break the age. Like I said, Ralph is my friend, he's a good candidate. But this particular time, is not a time to play games to the party. It is a time to make history again. And this is the time that I believe that all well-meaning party people are going to support the idea that, look, let's put on a candidate who will give us the best for the party. And that is the position of me as a party chairman. That is why I feel that Asenso at this time we shouldn't toy with the chances of putting him aside. No, it won't help the party. So you've
not answered my question. Is this an endorsement of Asenso Boakye?
I endorse him fully. I believe he's the best candidate for Bantima at this time.
What does your party's rules say about endorsement of candidates by persons like you, party chairman in the constituency, when indeed you were supposed to present a level playing field to all candidates?
You see, there are questions that are fundamental when we are going into this. But as a party, sometimes we have to just hold on to some of the ground because it's just what it is. Look, ask the vetting committee that came to vet Bantama constituency. It was at the committee, the vetting committee, in the room of vetting, that Raf paid his dues for the first time in Bantama constituency. He has never even paid dues yet. I want you to find out. That's why you are the media people. It was in the vetting room. Call Gary Nimako right now and ask him. And ask Raf if he has ever voted in Bantama. I want you to find out. But whatever means, whatever ways, he has qualified the vetting and has been cleared to contest. So like I'm saying, unequivocally, I am endorsing Asenso Boachi because I believe he can garner the vote for the party. We need to break the 8, and that is my primary purpose. We are not talking about individuals and their gains here. At this particular moment, it's not about what I want, it's about what is greater for the party. That is my interest as chairman.
But so how should Raf feel listening to you endorsing his opponent in the race? You are the party chairman, and so you have a duty, in fact, to ensure a level playing field for everybody. Here you are endorsing one candidate against the other. How is the other candidate supposed to feel?
Every parent at a point in time where you have more than a child decides what is good for each child at a point in time. Even in a contest when your 2 children are contesting. Sometimes as a parent, you can tell them that, look, you both can do this. But I believe at this time, your brother will do better. So allow him to go. Then maybe next time you go. I spoke to Raf and I told him that, man, you are a very good candidate. But at this particular juncture, I believe you should leave Asensu to go. Maybe we'll consider it the next time. But he chose to go. But that doesn't change my position. No. I spoke to my brother and I told him that at this time, I believe it should be Asensu's chance to come and do more for all what he has done. You understand? So it's not as if I'm just saying the Raf knows my position. You can call him, you know.
No, but Raf knowing your position doesn't mean that you should profess or openly state this position where all delegates are listening. Doing this disadvantages him, and this is in breach of your own guidelines, is it not?
No, you see, at this particular moment, I am looking at what is best for Bantama. At this particular moment, I am the chairman who scored the highest percentage in the country. And I have to protect that percentage. At this particular moment, I am looking at the two of my children who is best for the job now. And I won't mince words about it. I believe at this time, it is the time for Asensu to take us to higher heights. Raf will have his chance, but I believe his time is not now. And you see, I'm not breaking any rules. Like I'm telling you, if Raf being a friend, paid his dues in vetting him, if Raf had never voted in the constituency, why should I be afraid to say that Asensu will do better for the party now? I mean, I have not broken any rules as far as I'm concerned. No. This is an internal politics, internal party issue. And at this juncture, when I see what is good for them, I will say it. Because that is what is good for the party.
But let me also state that it is not wrong that he has not voted there before, as you claim. He may not have voted there before, but still qualify to run in that election and win. I mean, I just want to make that legal point. He can contest because he's qualified to do so.
Of the party, maybe you should call Gary. Because as far as we are concerned, per the party's regulation, if you have not nurtured the party in the constituency for at least 2 years, you don't qualify to contest. It is in our constitution. And this is somebody who has never voted in the constituency. This is somebody who has never contributed anything to the party's development in the party. Nothing. As far as I'm chairman and I know, he hasn't contributed anything to the party. In 2020, he was here when we were doing the election. He didn't contribute nothing to us. And these are all things about...
No, so contribution means what? Monetary contribution? He said he didn't contribute anything to you. He didn't bring money? Is that what you're saying?
No money.
He could have organized people to vote. Is that not a contribution too?
No, you should show us proof of that. I'm constituency chairman. I was in charge of the election. Everything everybody was doing, I was seeing. But this is somebody I didn't see in any way. You understand? But I would say he's not present in Bantama. He's always here. He's my friend. We always hang out in Bantama. But hanging out is different from what we do in the party. You have to be able to distinguish between the two and know that this is different from that. So like I'm saying, whatever it is, he has qualified to contest. No problem. But I believe
at this time, and I have to state my point on record, so that whatever happens, it will be recorded on Citi FM. That on this day, Chairman said this. That is why I'm also making this issue. That's why I'm raising this point.
Very well. Thank you so much, Chairman Fifi Mensah, constituency chairman of the Bantama area, speaking to us on Eyewitness News. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. A number of your messages that have come through. This one from Chris in Ashalibutri says, Salom, the implementation of VAT on electricity tariffs is disgusting. It's hard to comprehend that those who have once staged a massive demonstration against VAT are in power today and have decided to use VAT as a cash cow. We were told tax on Momo was a game changer, but what do we see? Salom, we are in a useless situation now. Has the government taken our money from PDS? What a corrupt regime. You say other messages that have also been coming here. Aziz Donla in Wa says the allegations raised by Kennedy Japan should be probed by the IGP and the OSP because these are serious allegations. Walani Akutia says the former president John Mahama should be circumspect in his utterances. So far, as far as he's been the president before and couldn't do anything, but rather he drove the nation into a total blackout. We beg him to excuse us. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Akosia will give us some more stories.
Yes, let's still stay within the New Patriotic Party, but this time around in the K2 North constituency of the voter region, that some of the members there have defected to the National Democratic Congress. They say their decision to join the NDC is as a result of the incompetent leadership of the Akufo-Addo-led government.
Already, I will declare my official declaration for John Mahama and NDC, campaign for them, and also we'll make sure we win the presidential, and then we form the majority in the parliamentary side too. I was polling station youth organizer, formerly was polling station organizer. I was constituency youth organizer and also 2 times constituency organizer. So I served this party for about 27 years now. Everybody knows me very well in the voter region here. And the leadership of the party in the region too, all of them, they know me, they know how hard work I am. Our government today, NPP government, you can see that a lot of things are not going on well. The system is not good for all of us. You yourself, you know that this government is not ruling us well. So because of that, that's why I took this decision. Myself, the way I worked for this party for a very long time, I served NPP for 27 good years now. And all of them, they know. Honorable Jamesi know.
You heard that the former youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party in the K2 North constituency, Bernard Akpabli Agbeli.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll assess Ghana's chances at this year's AFCON. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Ready to upgrade to awesome? Say hello to the new Samsung Galaxy A05, A05s, A15, and A25 5G. Unlock the magic of the awesome screen, 6.7 inches of pure delight. Available in black, light violet, light green, and silver. Your style, your choice. The awesome 15 megapixel main camera gives you breathtaking photos. Built with the 5000 mAh awesome battery, guaranteed to last long, and a 25 watts fast charger ensures you spend less time charging. Make your memories awesome with any of the new Samsung Galaxy A series range of phones. It's not just a phone, it's a lifestyle. Fall in love with Galaxy all over again.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
tomorrow, January 13th, and concludes on February 11 in Côte d'Ivoire. And Ghana's Black Stars are set to compete on Sunday, January 14 against Cape Verde at 8 p.m. So tonight on Eyewitness News, Coach Christopher Nimley and Gabi Ofe are here to give us a foretaste of what we are to expect, or what we expect in the tournament and on Sports Panorama tonight. Guys, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So the program, the tournament starts on Saturday tomorrow. Ghana plays on Sunday 8 p.m. A lot of people have not been very confident about Black Stars' chances, etc. Especially given that our outing in terms of the friendly matches we've played prior to this have not been very impressive. Gabi, what have you been thinking around this?
Well, Solomon, I think you put it right in regards to your intro, especially surrounding the Black Stars' performance in the last AFCON and in the last World Cup qualifiers, and also the last AFCON qualifiers we've played. You want to take Houghton's tenure ever since he was given the job as head coach. It's not been too good. Too good in the sense that we are unable to break down countries. I mean, countries rank below us. We face them, we make them look like, you want to call it prime Barcelona or prime Egypt or something of that sort. Because you look at the teams Houghton has played. I mean, our last defeat was against Comoros, and that was in the World Cup qualifiers. On paper, you say that the Black Stars are huge favorites when they're facing countries of that nature. But I mean, like I said, if we want to pick our performances coupled with collapse and everything that is going on around the Black Stars, I mean, you can't stick your neck out and say that Ghana would even get to the round of 16. And the last AFCON is still fresh on the minds of people. The last performance at the Qatar World Cup is still fresh. It's still lingering on the minds of people. So, and I mean, the World Cup qualifiers, we didn't start right. We beat Madagascar 1-0. It wasn't a convincing performance. We were supposed to beat Comoros and pick 6 points out of 2 games. We lost to Comoros. So all of these things have put Ghanaians in a very unsure mood. People are not so confident about what the Black Stars will do at the AFCON that is kicking off tomorrow. So, I mean, I can understand that bit, but somebody will say that, look, it's a tournament. A lot of things can go right for you. I mean, coach is here. He knows what he has to take. You don't have to. He's always said that you don't have to be. You don't have to go into a tournament to go and play expansive or to go and play nice football to win tournament. You have to be pragmatic. You have to deal with things in a very sensible manner.
Indeed, but the president, I mean, the GFA president has said that less fancy teams have won the tournament, and so they shouldn't be surprised, or we shouldn't be surprised to see the Black Stars win. I mean, only that you will want to go into it hopeful that, given the work you have done in the past, you're able to make a claim for the trophy. But now we're depending on the fact that less fancy teams could win. That is a bit problematic. But coach, I mean, the players, the players to do the job for us. Partey is not in. How huge is his absence? Do you have a worthy replacement in any of the players to step in and do the job well? I mean, what is your view on the team we are taking there?
Just before I answer that, what the president of the FA didn't say to complete that statement, those teams who he describes as less fancy, he should have said they went to the tournament with their best players. In his eyes, they were less fancy.
Really, but we have Kudus. We have. I mean, Partey obviously is not well, so
but at the end of the day, if the team in your view is less fancy, but yet still goes to the tournament with its best players. When I say its best players who are available to feature in the tournament. They've given themselves every chance to go and win it, isn't it? We have gone to the tournament without some of our best players,
like
Bernard Mensah, Alfred Duncan, Abdul Mumin, Kalebe Kuban, Bernard Tepete. These are players who are making it big in Europe. Why do you go to the tournament without these boys? 7 of them. They walk straight into the team and give us a huge opportunity to win it. You understand? So in the AFCON, we will not win it. I state emphatically.
We will not win it.
We will not win it.
No, but
Because at the end of the day, we've not beaten any of the top 10 teams in the last 7 years.
The last 7 years?
Yes. Historically, to win the AFCON, you need to at least go past 3 top 10 teams to win it. Senegal did the same. Even the last time, Zambia.
We struggled to beat Comoros.
That's it. So at the end of the day, you have not gone there with most of your best players. You just spoke about the absence of Thomas Partey. Arsenal released a statement yesterday that he's back on the grass. So many things, in my view, hasn't gone well there. So we are going to the tournament without our best passer of the ball in midfield. That takes away a huge progressive play from our game. So I believe strongly that we will not win the tournament, but we should go there and give a good account of ourselves. Another reason why I think we will not win it is that we are not being properly coached.
You're not being properly coached.
Can you think of a team that has won the tournament without proper coaching? Even the Zambian team that I believe the president of the FA was referring to as less fancy.
Even at the time Nigeria won it a couple of years ago, Nigeria was not really fancied.
Yes, but they were properly coached by the late Stephen Keshi.
Yeah.
Anytime they came out to play, you could clearly see.
But what do you mean by, Houghton is not properly coaching the guy, or the team is not properly coached?
He's been around for close to 2 years.
Yes.
As technical advisor and head coach. He's not giving us an identity. We don't have any foundation to build upon. When the Black Stars play, we see them as very ordinary. There's no good system in play. When we pick the ball, we don't know what to do with it. It's like we are hoping. At this level, you don't hope. There has to be a clear way of doing it and getting every player to believe in that way of doing it. And therefore, they work towards through that way to get a job done.
In order to win, you have to score. We've not been scoring very well. But in Nyaki, scores elsewhere. Jordan, when you watch him at Crystal Palace, is super. And even Semenyo for Bournemouth, I feel proud anytime I watch that guy. But it does appear that when they come here, we don't see it that way. What's the cause? That's the coaching?
You are buttressing the point I'm making. We are not being properly coached. We don't have a system. When you put, I don't know whether we are going to go 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. I don't know which one Chris Hutchins actually believe in.
Maybe he believes in confusing the opponent. The opponent shouldn't know what they are coming with.
End up confusing our players. In our last game against Comoros, we saw that our players were very confused. That was why one Comoros player could pick up the ball and go past 4 Ghanaian defenders and plant the ball in the back of the net.
I see. All right. So Gabi,
let me quickly add to Coach's point about if we are able to score goals. Look, if you look at the squad Houghton has scored, okay, I checked their numbers. This squad has got 52 goals in them at their club side.
Club side?
Yes. If you want to even look at just the attackers alone, Inaki this season is scoring. Jordan Ayew is scoring. Joseph Pinto is racking in some assists. Even Jonathan Soa, who is a local player who plays for Media One,
Osman Bukari
is scoring. Osman Bukari is scoring. Now the question is, you look at this squad and you would want to say that the squad, it's not that the squad is not good enough, but it's about Houghton to put it right. And when you listen to him speak, the last interview he granted to Talk Sports, when you listen to him speak and he was asked about Kudus and what he thinks he can get out of him, it's not like he doesn't know what to do with this team. He actually knows. But sometimes it feels like he's very stubborn because he's very defensive.
But is he getting the support from the GFA, from the ministry, from Ghanaians? Is he getting the support?
In terms of support, Ghanaians, yes. I think he's Houghton has passed his honeymoon period. Ghanaians have given him the support. Like Ko said, he started as a technical director. And so I think that in the time that he was acting in that role, when he was supervising Otuado, it gives him that privilege to see what Otuado was doing. And so he taking over as a head coach, it would make it a bit more easier for him. But clearly that's not been the story. Finally
and very briefly, Kudus is like our star boy now. What should he be doing where should he be playing? What role should he be given? Mohamed Polo, who said that he should be given the free role, let him do what he wants to do with the ball, allow him that space. What should Houghton be making Kudus do?
I agree with what Polo said, but the man should be restricted as to when to do what. Because we are not going to.
I just think that when he's playing for the Black Stars, he overly elaborates.
That is the point I was coming to. he needs to let go of it because in Inaki Williams, in Osman Bukari, in Joseph Pencil, these are players who thrive when the spaces are there. But if you hold on to the ball unnecessarily, you are telling your opponent to fill in the void and then stay compact. Limited spaces means that you are forced to dribble. And when you do that, you render players like Inaki, Jordan, the rest completely non-existent. We don't want that.
Very well.
Play it simple and let's see how far we get.
Thank you very much, Coach Christopher Nibli and Gabi Ofair, for joining me on Eyewitness News tonight. Indeed, Sports Panorama tonight, we'll be delving into this, so you stay on after Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. for Sports Panorama. Benjamin Ketia and the squad will be here to delve more into this. Also, join Citi TV at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every weekday for what we call the AFCON Daily, especially a tailored program for the tournament. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break. Return, we'll give you Citi Business News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
It's time for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. I am Akosi Autry. Let's settle for the details. The National Association of Institutional Suppliers is demanding the prompt settlement of all outstanding debts owed them by the government. The group asserts that government payments for the supply of uniforms and house dresses to various senior high schools have been pending for 3 good years. Expressing frustration, they highlight that instead of clearing these debts, the government has opted to engage private suppliers this year. Spokesperson for the group, Emmanuel Ayivo, emphasized the need for immediate payment.
So we are talking about 3 years from now. To clarify it, as we speak, those who are in final year will be completing this year. Some are wearing uniforms that government have not paid. Information reaching us now is that some private companies are actually being engaged by the government to supply. Governments knowing very well that they own us, and that once they pay us, we will get the money to supply. They refuse to pay us, and they've decided to engage private businessmen who will do the supply for this year. This means that we are losing it all because the investment that we've made for about 3 years back, capitals have been locked, and government has refused not to pay us. And now, instead of paying us, they've gone ahead to award a contract to a private enterprise. Then it means that they are shutting down our businesses. They've locked up our capitals, and there is no hope for us. And this is worrying. Our demand is that government should, as a matter of urgency, just pay us. Once they pay us and they decide to even give the contract to some other entity, that's no problem with us.
Spokesperson for the concerned members of the National Institution of Suppliers, Emmanuel Ayivo. Now, economist Professor John Gachi has opined that it is not prudent for the government to introduce the value-added tax, VAT on electricity consumption amidst the ongoing economic constraints facing the country. Professor Gachi tells Citi Business News that government's action would be counterproductive and would also worsen the plight of consumers and make businesses uncompetitive.
I don't think that's what we need at this time. What we need at this time is something that will cushion people across board. It's something that will cushion businesses to be more productive, to regain a conducive environment to operate in. But it's as though that is not the thinking of the government. The government is thinking largely about raising more revenue to meet IMF conditions and to ensure that they are performing under the IMF dictate. they want to, at the end of the day, claim that, they have increased revenue to GDP ratio without thinking about how that is also affecting productivity and growth. Everybody is actually cowed down in terms of expenditure. You are constrained because of taxes. So you have multiple sources of pressure on the system, and that will not allow for productive energy to be released. So that is the worry about the tangent of government policy implementation.
That was economist Professor John Gachi speaking there. Now, Agribusiness Lending Institution, GESAL, has awarded Absa Bank as a 2023 overall Best Partner Financial Institution. Absa Bank was awarded for playing a significant role in supporting smallholder farmers, lending a total of 1 million Ghana cedis at 10% interest rate in 2023. While 3 other financial institutions, Fidelity, GCB, and Consolidated Bank Ghana, also won several awards under various categories. Speaking to the media after the award ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer of GESAL, Kwesi Kwabo, expressed their continuous mandate to encourage financial institutions that support farmers.
So, GESAL, our objective is to increase more lending to the agri sector. And we've signed on with a lot of banks, close to 27 financial institutions. Now, every year, what we do is that we go into our system, rank, and look at which bank has been most prolific and has brought most applications for us to guarantee these loans. Now, the objective is for us to encourage the banks by also rewarding them and patting them on their backs. Because our raison d'etre, as the French would say, is to see more lending to the agricultural sector. So for 2023, ABSA came out tops in terms of number of applications, number of guarantees we've issued, the quantum of guarantees, the quality of applications. So overall, based on our data and analytics, ABSA won the overall best PFI for 2023. So it's a way to recognize ABSA's role in agricultural lending and then to ensure that also gives them the impetus for them to do more in 2024 and the years coming.
That was Chief Executive Officer of GESAL, Kwesi Kwabo. Meanwhile, the Director of Business Banking at ABSA, Grace Enimiebwa, urged financial institutions to prioritize support to farmers.
So collaboration is the name of the game. Let us work together. We are uniquely positioned to drive the results that this country needs. 3 key areas we need to look at in this country: food sufficiency or food security. Import substitution is major. Our dependence on imports is so high. If we are able to catalyze the agricultural sector, we'll be sufficient, produce enough food for ourselves and even maybe export into other countries in Africa. The third very important pillar is job creation for our women, our men, and our teeming youth. We have so many youth population that are unemployed. And so all of us coming together to support this sector will create jobs right from the farm gate through into various sectors of the agri-value chain, to change the narrative in the country. So I encourage every financial institution in this country to join in this campaign to make a difference and change our story as a nation, one farmer at a time.
Director of Business Banking at ABSA, Grace Enimiebwa, wrapping up City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news was brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. I am Akosia Otre. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That'll be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Kra. With a GCB Big Move Personal Loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is our way of supporting our gallant Black Stars. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energy service stations on Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Blank segment on Eyewitness News. My name is Salom Adunu. On Point Blank tonight, we bring you an interview between my colleague Hansen Ajiman and a contestant in the Ayawaso Central Constituency parliamentary primaries. And the Ayawaso Central Constituency is also another, interesting one for the MPP. That is where Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte is incumbent. And he appears to be facing some stiff competition from the former Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer of the MPP, Moses Abo. And the regional minister has been having issues, call it issues, with the regional arm of the party. Subtle issues about who controls what. And it's quite interesting that the former regional youth organizer is contesting him. Hansen Ajiman caught up with Moses Abo and they had a conversation. Let's listen.
When you are a leader, learn how to think outside the box. There are people who are willing to support. When you don't go to them, how can they support? Again, our youth need opportunity. Some want to travel, some want to work. As I'm talking to you, we have a lot of companies, banks, media in this constituency, that if you are a good leader and you know how to think outside the box, you should have a council that you always meet with them, have a one-on-one with them, and let them understand that, look, as a member of parliament, I want to bring something called outside the box. It's not all about the government. But again, when you want to do employment, think about Ayawaso Central.
Now, let's move to the primaries again and delegates. How are delegates receiving the message? And do you have a target of the percentage for which you're going to win this week?
Well, I leave the target to God, but I know I will make it at the end of the day. I don't want to brag. I don't want to say big things, but I'm going with humility. I approach them one by one. I tell them my vision. I tell them why I want to come. Electoral area welfare, It's one of my policy. I'll respect the delegates. I'll let them have access to me. I will not be an MP that you would want to see me for a year, 2 years. You can't even get access to me.
Is it to say that for a year, 2 years, they are not getting access to Henry Quartey?
How I want to carry my leadership. And this
But is that the case at the moment?
I don't want to mention anybody because I know I am not contesting anybody. I know by the grace of God, the delegates are going to look into my face and vote for me. So I'm preaching Moses Sabo, and I want them to know who is Moses Sabo. I am coming because of them. I am not coming because of them.
Are they asking for money?
Well, they are even supporting me. As I have made the constituency very hot. Very, very hot. Now, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to election. Now they are thinking about the delegates. And the delegates say, "Yebe call." But maybe I come here.
So you are saying that for 2-3 weeks to come, there have been a lot of underdealings going.
The delegates say, "Moses, we are champion. Moses, we are champion." Today, they know we are there, but we will never disappoint you. I encourage them. It is for them. Anything that they call them to give, they should go and take it. But should they vote for someone that if they want to see him in the morning, in the afternoon, someone who is very humility, who is humble, who doors is open to all, that can accommodate them.
But are you also giving them something?
Well, as I said, I'm a leader that the people are calling on me. And I need to help people. If people need help and I have it, why wouldn't I support them? But I'll not buy their vote.
My final question to you on this particular matter, and because you're a former party executive, how are you carrying your campaign to make sure that whether you win or not, it does not result in cracks within the party in the constituency?
Thank you very much. For me, I am always on the platform. Whenever I see things that is not going on well, I try to communicate to the delegates and let them know that, look, I am a father for all. I don't want politics of insult, politics of attack. I believe I am going to carry the day. I need each and every one. There was an audio that I sent on the platform and made the delegates understand that, look, even our member of parliament, if I make the day 27th January, I would carry the day. I'll bring him on board so that the few experience you also have, we all come together and break this. So I don't believe in politics of insult. I'm urging all my supporters, my fans, those who like me, that please, if anybody attack my personality, allow the person. Let's focus. It is a win that we want. We don't need to respond to any baseless, excuse my word, attack.
Sina, how are things shaping up in your camp heading into January 27?
Thank you very much, my brother. First of all, let me give thanks to Almighty Allah and God as well. And then the good people of Ayawaso Central, Honorable Sheikh ICK, Niyama Jo, the second Alajo Chief, and all opinion leaders in Ayawaso Central. By His grace, things are moving very well. And I believe that by the grace of God, come 27th January, the delegates of Ayawaso Central will elect me to lead Ayawaso Central.
Many have tipped the contest in Ayawaso Central to be one of the strongest contests because the regional minister is here. Again, you are a former youth organizer for the party in the region. Are you also seeing it in the same way? Is it going to be a tough contest?
Well, by the grace of God, I'm a grassroots. I know what I'm doing. And I nurtured the constituency way back years ago. And I'm in touch with them. I communicate with them. I talk to them. And I see it as this is my time. The people of Ayawaso Central need a new face and a new energy.
Well, why wouldn't you allow the regional minister, say, go for a fourth term? At least you were voted as the regional youth organizer. Why wouldn't you focus on steering the affairs of the party in the region?
Well, let me take you back in 2020. This is the same thing people were saying. We didn't allow the delegates to go and choose the candidate they want. we impose candidate on them, and we see what happened in 2020 election. Most of the MPs lost their seat because the right person who must lead them, they didn't get opportunity to vote for that person. So apathy set in. Again, being a regional youth organizer, born and bred in Ayawaso Central, I think the constituency is not going well. And as a product of Ayawaso Central, former polling station youth organizer, former constituency deputy youth organizer, former constituency youth organizer, 3 consecutive time assembly member in Ayawaso Central, I can't be at the regional level.
The creme de la creme of grassroots, I think.
Very, 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 very. Like I keep saying, I'm a typical grassroots. I've been with them. I was a trotro mate, a trotro driver. Have pushed truck before.
I thought you used to trade at Circle, tiptoeing.
Exactly.
Is that why you recently had to clash with him when he brought out his Make Accra Work agenda, where he sought to remove traders from the shoulders of the road?
I never crush him. I also believe in making Accra work. But at the end of the day, I believe in principle. Whatever you want to do, focus on it.
But you brought the whole thing to a standstill. I mean, it didn't work because you opposed it vehemently.
And I'm that powerful. If you could say this from you, that means I'm very powerful.
Well, not from me, but from all observations, the task force that was inaugurated to make this work didn't live up to expectations. The people are still back on the street. Is that what you wanted?
Can I ask, do you know the meaning of Let's Make Accra Work, Operation Clean Your Frontage?
The explanation that we've had from the regional minister of this while has been that people should clean their frontage and that we should make the laws work and that people shouldn't trade where they don't have to trade. Like if you go to Circle, people trading on pavements, trotters parking on the shoulders of the road, causing traffic congestion. Removing all these people is the idea of making Accra work.
But I never fight against that. I was fighting against the people who live within the daily bread, who sells in the container. You were there and you saw what happened. They brought a bulldozer to come and demolish people's containers. And I didn't accept that.
So what were you expecting to have been done?
No, I am an assemblyman then in that electoral area, and then a zonal council chairman. If there is idea of making the area clean, what stops us from coming to a round table to deliberate in it and see how best we can approach them? These are the same people that we go to them for vote. As I'm talking to you, the man who was behind it, who want to capture all the land, that I always resist and say I would always fight for the good people of Ghana. These are the people who always vote for us. Today, we voted on the 19th December. 20th December, this man has started building a huge block at VV Hype Circle, the same area that the machine came to come and demolish some of the structures.
So you're saying that you sensed that there were some hands behind the actions taken by the regional minister?
Well, someone want to claim the land, who is a Chinese man. Today, evidence is clear because when I was there, I didn't agree to it. You can't compromise me. Though I don't have money, but I keep saying that, look, I'm a grassroots from somewhere. And this is the same street people who have brought me where I am today. So if today I am honorable, I will not be influenced by money.
Is that the reason you are contesting the Honorable Henry Korte?
No, you brought this question and I have to explain things to you. I am contesting because I think I am the good person to lead Ayawaso Central. As it stands now, things that has not been done, that the people are calling for. Moses Abo will come and do it for them.
Usually when we have people enter race like this, particularly for a regional party officer like you, to put down your position and to file to contest, it would have been seeing some signs that the party may lose that particular seat. Did you see such signs? And I'm asking this question because Ayawaso Central has always been won by the NPP, and somebody will say the NPP, of course, shouldn't even be worried about winning the seat in the general election, because this is a place that you've always won?
Okamkwe North is our traditional seat. Am I correct? We lost it in 2020 because we see it coming and we didn't attend to it. And I can't be a regional youth organizer. As a regional youth organizer, you are a supervisor. You don't own any constituency. Now, NDC have 20 constituencies. We have 14 constituencies. So if I have a feeling of a constituency that if care is not taken, NDC can grab it, should I sit down, idle, and let it go? No.
Couldn't you have done any other thing than contesting?
No, but we all know about 2 years ago, the regional minister called the regional executives and then the constituency executive to a meeting at his residence. I was then the regional youth organizer. He mentioned it to us that he's not running for the elections again. That is where a lot of people also show up, and I don't know the people see that, no, the way the trend is going, we need someone who is a typical grassroots. And the delegates, the party people, some of opinion leaders approach me and say, Moses, where we are going, we know what is in you. We know when you are even the regional youth organizer, the kind of support you have for us. So we think you should be the right person to come and contest. So at the end of the day, those people stepped down and then they pushed me to come and contest.
Did your decision receive some form of, not opposition, but at least some counsel from party stalwarts and persons who have interest in what happened within this constituency to at least employ on you to back down on your idea of contesting this year?
Oh, that's my right, whether to contest or not to contest. And in politics, that is not everybody who will like you. Some may call you to tell you that, oh, stop that. But I must use this, I must say it that MPP is a unique party. And this time around, the leadership have really advised themselves very well. They want everything to be a contest. And whoever the delegates choose, they will rally behind the person. So I think the big man has been neutral and they want the process to work.
Now, Henry Kote is not only a regional minister. He was actually selected by the former member of parliament, Shekai Sikwe, to contest in this election. And in that particular election, he actually went unopposed. After that, he's won the seat for 3 times. Do you have the support of the elders of the party in their constituency, like the likes of Shekai Sikwe?
Oh, Shekai Sikwe endorsed my form.
He endorsed your form?
Exactly. He proposed me and endorsed my form.
That means he's moved away from Henry Kote.
Yeah, but have you heard the new name that I'm carrying on?
What's the new name?
It's Gino Isikwe. The name is Gino Isikwe. He proposed my form and endorsed me. Even 3 days ago, before I hit grounds to touch base with electoral area by electoral area, Honorable Shekai Isikwe, the opinion leaders, the chief, we had a deba, and then they prayed for me, and then he pledged his support behind me.
Do you know what might have caused this decision of the Honorable Shekai Isikwe to drift away from Henry Kote, who he, you can say, possibly made as far as Iowa Central politics is concerned?
Well, last 4 years, I made my mind to contest. People approach me that Moses, the way things are going, show up. But I wasn't convinced. I went to him as a father because he has a ICQ Academy. We all joined that academy. I graduated the academy last.
An ICQ Academy. Is it a formalized education or is
it's all political education. And I urge you to also come and join the ICQ Academy. It's not all about politics, but it's a lot. You know a lot of things. And I'm part of the academy, so I can't do anything without consulting him. I went to him. That is what people are saying. He said, hey, my brother, yes, you are a fine gentleman. You are mature. You've worked. You've won elections, but I think this is not the right time. So this time around, when people also approached me, I went to him. I went to the opinion leaders, the chiefs, the imams, pastors in the constituency. Everybody's saying that, yeah, we think We need a young guy, a new energy, a new face to take out the apathy in the constituency.
I mean, has again a lot of dynamics at play, and because of his role as regional minister, will be very important in this sphere. The MCEs within the region, are they not galvanizing against you?
Well, that is very interesting. I saw it and I just laugh. I say, hey, history will repeat itself. This time around, it is about David and Goliath.
Oh, is it David and Goliath fight?
It's a David and Goliath
Who's
fight.
the David and who is the Goliath?
I'm the David of Ayawaso Central Time. You know what? MMDCs who owns a constituency that should deliver prior to the assembly elections. If they didn't, we lost most of the assembly elections. They left it, bring all their energy in this constituency. You know what? Honorable Hussein Issa, former MP, Okankwe North, a traditional seat. Good people of Okankwe North have confidence in you, voted for you. 2020, you threw the seat away. You went for Prime Minister again. Our sister, Deputy Minister, Dokua, left her constituency, came to your constituency, and seat you again. And you are in my constituency leading his campaign. Ebenezer Nate, former MP, Abelikuma Central, that the good people of Abelikuma Central have trust in you, voted for you. 2020, you threw the seat away. He's also part of the campaign team.
Are you shaken by these people who are coming in to support your contender?
No, I'm laughing. It's just funny because you are trying to tell me you don't have people in the constituency that can lead you. If you have done things well, you need to go and bring people from outside to lead your campaign. You need to bring people outside the constituency to lead your campaign.
Ayawaso Central is one of the cosmopolitan communities. How does it play here, and what are the dynamics? When Ghana does a very identity politics, and so yes, we know there's the Ga community within the Alacho. We know the trading community around Seko. Of all the 12 electoral areas, even beyond this primaries, how well are you playing it, and how do you identify with all these electoral areas?
Well, thank you very much. For me, I cut across. My daughter is a Ghan, a Votarian, because the mother is a Votarian and a Ghan. I'm a Frafra. And that's the reason why I should be the right person to lead this constituency.
So you had Moses Abba there. Seeking to unseat the Member of Parliament for the Ayawaso Central constituency, who also doubles as the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Henry Korte. Indeed, Moses Abba is a former regional youth organizer for the Greater Accra. He was speaking to my colleague, Hansen Ajiman. This has been our show for tonight. Brought to you from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop, in Adabraka in Accra. Show produced by Nana Kobna Wilson and Beverly London. Earlier you heard Akosi Ochri. My name is Salom Adunu. Up next is Sports Panorama. And I bet you do not want to miss it. Have a good evening.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.
City 97.3. Accra.
The city is alive.